Hello and welcome to Singapore, the island city-state on the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula. Singapore is known for its spectacular architecture, both old and new, but all this week we've been based here at the magnificent state-of-the-art Singapore Indoor Stadium for the KFF Singapore Open 2023. This is the 32nd staging of this event within the open era of the sport of badminton. And this year, the Singapore Open has been upgraded in its status and is now the second of 6 Super 750 events on the HSBC BWF World Tour. Now, as part of the World Tour, as is tradition, we have the World Tour Finals trophy brought into the arena today. Long, chairman of the organising committee of the Singapore Open. And the World Tour Finals, due to take place in China in December, is just for the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines, determined by the results from all World Tour tournaments throughout the year. So today is finals day and all 5 finals for you this afternoon, and we're starting with women's doubles, and it's the reigning and 3-time world champions Chen and Fan, the #1 seeds from China, up against Baek and Lee So-hee in their 6th final this year. Then it's women's singles and the world #1 and 2 in their 4th meeting in a World Tour final this year. It's Akane Yamaguchi, the reigning and 2-time champion, up against Unsei Young, today contesting her 8th final in her 8th tournament of the year. Then it's mixed doubles, and Christiansen and Boyer are the first days in the mixed doubles final for 13 years. They're up against Watanabe and Higashino, the Olympic bronze medalists and the 3-time world championship medalists as well. Then it'll be men's singles, and Anders Antonsen in his first World Tour tournament final for 8 months. He's up against the defending champion Anthony Sinisuke Ginting, who was also the Olympic bronze medalist, and today he's contesting his 3rd consecutive final here in Singapore. Then we finish with men's doubles, and Liang Wei-kang and Wang Cheng are in their 2nd final in 2 weeks, having won the Thailand Open last week. They're up against the former world champions and former world #1s, Hoki and Kobayashi from Japan. So a terrific lineup, and just to get the fans in the mood, we will have a spectacular light show here in the arena. But it does give me an opportunity to introduce myself, Jill Clark, and sitting alongside me is former Danish head coach Steve Peterson. We have got a tremendous lineup for today's finals.
Yeah, it's really interesting matches in my opinion. Clearly the 2 best women's singles players of the year so far in Unsei Young and Akane Yamaguchi playing each other, and I would say the same goes for the first match, the women's doubles between Chen, Fan against Baek and Lee, the match that I personally look forward to see in the final of the Sudirman Cup, but China won it after just 3 matches.
Well, that was spectacular for the fans to get them in the mood for finals day. And with women's doubles being our first final of the day, a chance for us to look at the draw from the quarter-final stage. And only 3 different nationalities involved, 3 pairs from China, 3 from Japan and 2 from Korea. But with both pairs in the final contesting their first Singapore Open final in their careers, we're guaranteed a 10th different women's doubles winners in the last 10 editions of this tournament. Well, as far as the race to the World Tour Finals is concerned, this is the standings at the moment in the women's doubles, and as you can see, Baek and Lee So-hee, who are in today's final, are already #1, so they consolidate that place at the top of the list. The other finalists, Chen and Fan, aren't even on the top 10. They're #12 at the moment, but if they lose today's final, they'll go up 6 places to #6. But if they win, they'll go up 7 places to #5. So the eager anticipation for our first final of the day. And as Steen was saying, this probably the best two pairs in world badminton at the moment. The world number ones, the reigning and three-time world champions, Chen and Fan. And a little bit of a milestone as far as their careers are concerned, because today is their 40th career final as a pair. Also happens to be their 7th Super 750 final and their 20th Super Series or World Tour equivalent final as well. But this is the pair that is so in form. They're only the number 8 seeds here because their rankings weren't high enough to get seeded higher when the tournament was. The entries were in. Baek and Lee So-hee in their 6th final this year. It's their 7th final as a pair in only their 12th tournament together. That is astonishing. So I can tell you that this will be a third meeting between these two pairs, and honours are shared, as you can see, both having won one of the previous two matches. But the last time they met, it was the Koreans who won. It was the quarter-final of last year's French Open. Both of the previous matches, incidentally, in 2 straight games. So it's red.
You will serve.
And the Koreans have chosen to serve. So the Chinese pair have the choice of end now. If you've been with us all week, you will know that there is a considerable drift in this wonderful facility, this arena here, and it does make a bit of a difference. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. Well, Chen will turn 26 later this month from Meizhou in Xinjiang City in eastern Guangdong province in the south of China. And she and her partner are enjoying their 129th week in total as world number ones. It's actually their 6th different spell. Fan is actually 6 days younger than her partner, so she will also turn 26 later this month. This is their 3rd final in their 5th tournament of the year. And as far as their matches so far are concerned, well, all of them in 2 straight games. Canadians in the first round, then the beaten finalists from last week at the Thailand Open, the Aimsad sisters. Then the winners last week from Thailand, Kim and Kong from Korea. And in the semi-final, their teammates Lee Wen-mei and Liu Xuen. That's in 46 minutes. So to the Koreans, and this is Baek, 22 years of age, and they are enjoying their 2nd week at their career high of 2 in the world. This, as I was saying, their 6th final this year in their 10th tournament. Lee So-hee will turn 29 in 3 days' time, next Wednesday. And quite remarkably, she has actually been world number 2 with 3 different partners, with Chang Ye-na and with Shin Xiang-chan, and now with her current partner. I think we can safely say that she's a versatile women's doubles player. Well, their matches, they've had a harder time getting through to today's final, including the quarter-final against the number 2 seeds Matsuyama and Shida, the beaten finalists here 5 years ago, and the semi-final against last year's beaten finalists Xing Shuxian and Zheng Wu. Our court officials for this one, Gunas Lasveras from Latvia and Victor Wong from Hong Kong, China. Well, a little fun fact before we get underway. Of course, we saw that the draw at quarter-final stage, only 3 different nationalities involved, which would suggest that women's doubles has become less diverse. But of course, as I was telling you, whichever pair wins will be the 10th different winners of the women's doubles at the Singapore Open on the last 10 occasions. But also, Steen, the last time number 1 seeds won the Singapore Open, you have to go back 15 years. Women's doubles isn't that predictable after all.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Baek and Lee So-hee, Korea. And on my left, Chen and Jia Yifan, China. Baek to serve to Jia Yifan. Level. Play.
So the first of our finals gets underway. The Koreans nearest to us, Baek and Lee So-hee. Their opponents, the reigning world champions, Chen and Jia Yifan. Well, I was mentioning the drifts just a moment ago, and as we're down on the court during the rallies, the shuttle is flying faster, going towards the far side of the court, so flying faster going towards the left and right-handed combination from China. And there's another example. Lift is long. There's also a sideways drift from right to left, again, as we look down on the court during the rallies. There's another interesting stat I've got here, because whilst Chen and Jia Yifan have been in 2 finals this year, winning the Malaysian Open, they couldn't contest the Indian Open because Chen was not feeling very well. The last time they actually lost the final, the Chinese pair, where they actually contested the final, was the Olympic Games in Tokyo.
Yeah. I'm not saying yes because I knew that, but it suits the impression I have, as they've played really well when they've managed to make it to the later stages of the tournament.
Yeah, when they've made it to finals day.
Here they haven't conceded a game, and apart from yesterday's semi-final
challenge already.
Yeah, that was Zhang Jun and Kang Kyung-min signaling to the players that they were to challenge.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was the deciding factor. I think they would have challenged themselves, but
yeah, but that's not allowed.
It is actually allowed, but the challenge must be immediate, and I think it was. But they shouldn't be allowed to signal.
4-3, play.
That's exactly why challenges should be immediate. No, except from the first game yesterday against their compatriots Liu and Mei and Liu Xuan. They've only conceded at most 14 points in a game throughout the tournament.
Yeah, that's impressive. Well, they've contested 8 finals since losing the Olympic final. And they've won all 8 that they have actually played. That is a remarkable statistic. Good rally. In fact, their statistics in finals in general is quite remarkable, Steen, because, as I was telling you, this is their 40th career final as a pair, and of their previous 39, they've won 31.
Yeah. They're hard to beat when they are on a roll. I recall 16, 17 or 18. That means I don't really recall it, but it was somewhere there where Fan was playing with the sleeve on her left arm, where she was having some problems with her attack, and they might have lost a couple.
7-4.
Well, they never lost a Super Series final.
No.
5 Super Series finals, 5 titles.
Yeah. But a good start from Lee So-young and Baek here. And not only giving the stats that you mentioned, but also playing conditions here. I have them as clear underdogs.
That's a good return.
So super important for them to get a good start.
Yeah, it is. And it's also interesting, Steen, that you and I both recognize that China, Korea and Japan have been outstanding over the last, what, 2-3 decades in women's doubles discipline. That's a wild run from Chen. But we haven't had a Korean pair win the women's doubles title here at the Singapore Open for 32 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Last pair to win, 1991. Chung Myung-hee and Chung So-young. Chung So-young, of course, mother of Kim Hae-jung, who I think lost in the second round here. Over.
6-9.
Well, extraordinary. Take a look at this from Chen Qingcheng. Hits the top of the tape and just somehow tumbles over. Immediate apology for their good fortune.
Trying to play the lifts a bit more flat than they normally do. Baek and Lee, here we have a better chance to see it. Yeah, not successful on this occasion. It's a little bit difficult because we're very high up here, so to me all lifts more or less look the same. This was a high one though. It means I have to be a little bit more alert when judging the lift. When we see it from closer to the court, you can see that sometimes they try to lift a bit more flat. That makes it easier to counter-attack. And you bring the drift alongside the court a lot into play. You see many pairs try to lift really, really high in order to sort of get some kind of control of their lifts.
Oh, that's a shocking serve. That's very, very loose from Lee So-hee, and she knows it. Serve there from Fan.
Yeah, that's what played.
Yeah, they work well for each other. Combination play, one at the back smashing in the right place to force the opponents to hit the shuttle up and be intercepted by the front court player. Yeah, nicely done. So a 2-point advantage for the Koreans here at the mid-game interval of the opening game. China has already been very strong in the women's doubles discipline ever since they joined what was the International Badminton Federation then, now the BWF, in 1980. In fact, Chinese pairs have won 21 of the previous 31 Singapore Open women's doubles titles.
Yeah, impressive.
Yeah, Koreans doing well because they forced the Chinese pair to play opposite to their favoured formation. Their favoured formation is Chen at the front of the court and Jia Yifan using her big left-handed smash from the back of the court, but forced to play the other way around in that rally.
That's good.
Landed in. Oh, there's a challenge here from Jia Yifan. I don't think she'll win that. In which case they'll have no challenges left. It's very early in the game to lose all your challenges. Here we go. What does the instant review say? Oh no, she was absolutely right. Good challenge. I suppose there's every chance, seeing as that the Koreans are hitting with the drift.
Yeah, it is, and I actually think both pairs think that they're starting on their non-preferred side. The Chinese pair have a very, very strong attack, and when they get to this near side here, they're going to be extremely difficult to handle. The Koreans, they like to play a little bit more patient, and this is really not their preferred hunting grounds with this much drift. They would prefer a little bit slower playing conditions, I think. They have normally a very, very solid defense, but here it's difficult. Oh. Good play.
Good put away by Jia Yifan.
Here it's difficult on this near side of the court to play the defense, at least the patient defense, with a lot of confidence because of the drift alongside the court. And I think that's why we see them attempting these flat lifts to see if they can get the right length on those, and it's easier to counter. And then I think they will be forced to play a little bit more attacking than they normally like. And well played.
17-12.
We'll see that a lot of the scoring responsibility will be with Lee So-hee.
That time it stayed the Chinese side, having hit the net cord.
12.
That's so difficult to control.
13-14.
challenge here now from the Koreans. It's plumb on the line. So back level.
Outside the picture, Zhang Jun, the head coach of the Chinese doubles, is urging, I think it's both his players, to slice the shots a little bit. That's at least what he was showing. And the thing is, when you play flat, then you can actually play it long, even from the far side of the court, even though you're playing up against the drift.
Brilliant play from Charlie Fan. Wonderful.
16-14.
Oh, my goodness. Nice block. Yeah. He's so efficient and making the difference from the front of the court.
15-16.
Yeah, exactly the right placement of that push from Lee So-hee.
Oh, she broke her rack.
Yeah, that would see another shot.
Not only a string, but the frame.
Yeah, smashed smithereens. Look at it. Level once more.
16-all.
Yeah, they've got Chen to the back of the court again.
Amazing pace in this rally here.
17-16.
Longest rally so far.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And big gulps of air being taken in by Chen.
17,
She's very clever
16.
when she gets pushed to the back of the court. She'll hit 2, maybe 3 downward shots, and then she'll hit a clear because she doesn't want to stay at the back. Absolutely anticipated perfectly where the return of serve was going to come. but she was already moving. As soon as she played the serve, she was looking for that push down backhand side. So 8 of the last 10 points, and now game point opportunities. 12-14 down they were to 20-16 up. Opening game in just about 20 minutes. 21-16 and 9 of the last 11 points. Well, sport is all about playing the important points well, and at the crucial moment being able to produce your best, and that's exactly what the Chinese pair did in that opening game. 21-16 in 20 minutes.
创造进攻杀了以后，我们不要全是乱杀，我们还要控制点劈重杀，点劈重杀，找打节奏，懂吗？打他的换手，对，打他
靠动两
对，
杀出去，
容易下网，容易出去，对，你切过程要有打实，他在突然准备，你一定要有变化，各种变化。
两个力头붙이고 공격하다가 아니라 빨리 용지해서 아웃라인이다. 그래가지고 잘 쳤어. 잘 잡는 거야. 나도 영일색에서 치면 내일 불러는
他讲的，他平抽到轻拳上又可以封他，又可以拦他，他也不舒服，懂吧？他肯定想这样，你在后场两边移动要快，跟上去。
我就是想让你服。 主要打南方大，他就是抽完了，但打底的话，他这样他不是这样。对。
另外，咱们现在是他们不会发后场。
20 seconds. 20 seconds. On court.
Lee Wong, Korean coach, former player herself.
Second game. Level. Play.
So the reigning and three-time world champions, Chen and Jia Yifan. There they are, one game to the goods.
Play.
That's well left. Now, Steen, if I remember correctly, but you called the match, I wasn't calling it. I think the Koreans lost the opening game of their semi-final against last year's beat fans from the near side of the court and then won from the far side of the court. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, it's getting longer and longer.
So the Koreans have an easier task of playing defense because they can play it freely. I don't think they will be too defensive though. I think they'll be looking for chances to mix it up.
Service over.
So that's the good news. The bad news is that, for instance, the attack of Baek is having a little less bite from the far side of the court. And the Chinese attack will have more bite from this near side here.
Gets the thumbs up from her partner.
3-1.
That's gone wide. That's the sideways drift coming into play. And I don't like the body language of Baek. This is very, very concerning if you're a Korean fan.
They've been so dominant yesterday when they changed ends. The Chinese, they were starting on the far side again. Yes, also yesterday against their compatriots, and when they turned, they won 21-12.
Service over. 2-5.
So, what do you think that the Koreans need to do tactically to change this? I know you've said that Baek doesn't have so much sting on her attack because she's hitting against the drift. You've also said that they need to mix it up more, not just defend.
Yeah.
Anything else?
This is what we see now. I think the defense, both the attack and the defense, needs a little bit extra planning. Their defense, they've got to try and play it a bit more flat so that they can come in the counter-attacking game and challenge the Chinese. The problem for the Koreans, the way I see it, is that the two Chinese players are more multi-dimensional than the two Korean players, where at least she's having completely different roles in this partnership than the one she had with Chen. But Baek has the same role, and she's not a strong front court player. She's really solid in the defense, and she can work a long time from the back court. But she's not scoring. She's not that dangerous. Chen, I think actually the Chinese, they can tailor who they want playing front court, back court, because if they need a lot of firepower from the back court, Jia Yifan can go back, and Chen will still do good at the net, a former mixed doubles player. If they want a lot of movement from the back court, but not so concerned about the firepower, then Chen goes back, and Jia Yifan is threatening on the front court. So I think that's going to make the difference here in these conditions. That's why I think the Koreans would have had a better chance in slower playing conditions. Yeah, but this is in the flat game. They need to take the chances there. The way I see it, to answer the question more specific, play some flat lifts, move their stance forward in the defense, look for opportunities in the counter-attack, because the Chinese have to be a little bit careful as well in the flat game. The fast-paced flat game can also go long from Chinese perspective. And then be really patient when they have the attack. Baek at the back court, super patient. Hope that the Chinese doesn't get the right touch on the lift, or go to counter-attacking mode. Perhaps even play a clear once in a while, and attacking clear. We haven't seen that at all.
So he.
And if it's slower playing conditions, then Chen's attack won't have nearly the same bite. But here, she's a threat from the backcourt as well. Even against, I think I said yesterday, I feel the Koreans probably at the moment have the world's best patient defense.
6-8.
Good drive serve there. Continuous looking for the opportunity to hit down, and look how early she takes this one, really stepping into it. Standard off the top of the tape.
We saw early in that rally when Lee So-hee was attacking backcourt, and that's where Baek doesn't really threaten much as the front court player. Simply not her playing style. Also not with her former partners. The good news for the Koreans is that most championship arenas are slower playing than this one.
Serves over. 7-10.
Good serve.
Perfect play.
4-point advantage for Chen and Jia Yifan here at the mid-game interval of the second game. I think that the Koreans need to do something drastically different. Got to somehow break up this rhythm and stop the relentless attack from the Chinese pair.
Line judge. Line judge. In front of you. In front of you. Yeah.
抓你这个节奏啊，你就哎，我一会儿快，我一会儿慢，就我发力，你只要只发力时就。
Players back and forth.
누를 수 있는 걸 눌러주고 연리해서
Chen on court.
Well, it really is quite extraordinary to me, Steen. I know we've discussed it before, but Lee Kyung-won hardly says anything to her players in the coaching breaks and then back on her coaching chair.
Play.
So 11-7 the advantage.
Well, it seems like there's a plan and they stick to that.
Yeah, but that sort of defies the whole logic of sports. If you've got tactics worked out beforehand and they're not working, you've got to change them.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're running away with this now.
And you could say by playing the normal style, they don't risk losing quickly. Well, how much quicker can it go here? I mean, And the goal is to try and make an impact, so you might as well try something.
6 of the last 7 points now.
4-7. Chen, point. 47.
Oh, good defence. How on earth did they dig themselves out of trouble there, the Chinese pair? That was remarkable. Yeah, it's clearly inside the line, I think. So that suggests, just lifting on the return of serve from Lee So-hee, that they're wanting to go into defensive mode.
Yeah, but I mean that's a dead-end road. They're trying to play where they are the strongest themselves, but I think it's a dead-end road in these conditions. There's, of course, that little hope that the Chinese get ahead of themselves, fall asleep, so to speak.
I'm not sure I've seen them ever do that, Steen.
I think I've seen it a couple of
Have
times.
you?
Yeah. Or I've seen Chen sort of make some unforced errors and be a little bit out of it. And I've seen Jia Yifan be frustrated with a mistake, playing perfect, and then be frustrated with one mistake and sort of taking herself out of the game. But she's certainly not doing that at the moment. And I think Chen, starting out in the Sudirman Cup, has found a fantastic level of what do you say, readiness, fired up, but in a good way, not crossing the limit in any way. She's best when she expresses herself a little bit and gets Jia Yifan going as well. Didn't lose a game either at the Sudirman Cup.
10-16. Thank you.
Well, it's still possible. We saw an incredible comeback in the men's singles semi-final yesterday. And that's short.
Long.
Oh, my goodness, don't look round. Chen looked round thinking her partner was leaving it. I can assure you that's very dangerous. Whoa! That shot to have gone in the face or gone in the eye, that's can produce a very serious injury. Missed it.
They've been successful. Last couple of rallies in the defense, the Koreans.
Yeah, good work. That had been a good run by the Koreans.
17-12.
6 points. Short. Yeah.
Brilliant example of how they overcome the court, Chen and Ja. Simply left, full left side, unattended.
And that's the problem when you're behind in a game, isn't it? You sort of feel that you've got to finish every shot. You've got to make it count instead of just playing it where you know.
Patient.
Exactly.
Block it, start all over.
2 points away from the title. Chen Qingcheng and Jia Yifan. Oh, another neck cord. Oh, brilliant! Well, a super rally to bring up match point opportunities. How Lee So-hee got the first one back, I do not know.
Thank you. Thank you.
But she
Ladies,
got it
back
back,
and forth.
and got it back with interest. But Chen Qingcheng ready and waiting.
Ladies, back and forth.
Super. So 8 match point opportunities
20 match point.
for Chen
12.
Qingcheng and Jia Yifan.
Flash photography. Play.
Oh, she's been called a fault. Lee So-hee, what a shame. But what a performance from Chen Qingcheng and Jia Yifan. Absolutely superb. Giving a demonstration today and explaining to all those who doubted them exactly why they are world champions and world number ones. That was a masterclass by this Chinese pair. Koreans, well, they are having a remarkable first full year on tour together. But quite clearly the better pair today, Chen Qingcheng and Jia Yifan. Confirmation of the scoreline 21-16, 21-12 in a match lasting 44 minutes. Well, they'll be absolutely delighted with that. So their run of winning finals, where the match is actually contested, goes on. 8 out of 8. Yeah, she touched the net. That's a good spot by the umpire. It was indeed a fault from Lee So-hee. Desperately trying not to touch the net, but she did. And the champions here in Singapore, Chen and Jia Yifan, they're down courtside. Let's join Barbara Latimer to hear what they have to say.
All right, congratulations.
恭喜。
So, what are your thoughts on the performance today?
你们对今天的表现感觉怎么样？
我非常开心今天可以拿到冠军，因为我们两个还没有拿到过新加坡公开赛的冠军，所以今天。
So very happy to be the winner today because this is the first time they win the Singapore Open champion.
Well, congratulations. Now, of course, there are more tournaments to come. What are your preparations for the next tournament?
接下来还会有更多的比赛，那你们现在有做了什么样的心理准备或者是其他的准备吗？
就是我跟我义父打好每一场球吧，然后希望能给大家带来更精彩的表现。谢谢。
We will try our best for each game in the next coming games. So they will try their best to collaborate with each other.
Amazing. Well, once again, congratulations. Let's give it up for your winners.
谢谢大家。
Thank you.
谢谢大家，给我们加油。
Well, it was a superb performance today, there's no doubt about it. Chen and Jia Yifan, their 32nd career title together when playing in their 40th final as a combination. The final rally. Yeah, no question, Lee So-hee did touch the net. Good call by the umpire. Can't help but think if the Koreans had tried to take those half chances at the front of the courts, maybe a little earlier in the match, what the outcome may have been.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with the prize presentation ceremony for the women's doubles. Let's welcome our players. And the runner-up for the women's doubles, let's give a huge round of applause for Baek and Lee So-hee of Korea.
Well, it is a remarkable start to the partnership for Baek and
And
Lee
of course,
So-hee.
your champions for the women's doubles of the
their 12th
KFF
tournament
Singapore
together.
Badminton Open 2023. Give it up for Chen and Jia Yifan of China.
Her first Singapore Open title for Chen and Jia Yifan.
I would like to invite Mr. Mohammed
Her
to
13th
present the pewters.
World Tour title.
Presenting the pewters, I would like to invite Mr. Mohammed. And presenting the checks, I would like to invite President Halima Yacoub.
Our presentation party steps forward.
Thank you, Madam President. Up next, I'd like to invite Mr. Mohammed to present the pewters. And presenting the bouquets, I would like to invite Ms. Cindy Karim, Principal of Karim Family Foundation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for your runners-up and champions of the women's doubles for the KFF Singapore Badminton Open 2023.
The 10th different winners of the Singapore Open women's doubles titles in the last 10 editions. Chen Qingcheng and Jia Yifan of China.
Thank you, VIPs. Thank you, Madam President and Mr. Mohammed, for gracing the Singapore Open 2023 finals. Madam President and Mr. Mohammed will now be taking their leave.
So we look forward to our second final of the day. Coming up next, it's the world's two best players, the world's #1 and 2, Akane Yamaguchi against Eun Young in the women's singles final. So welcome back to the Singapore Indoor Stadium. Finals day here at the Singapore Open 2023. Next up is the women's singles final, and it is the two best players in the world. Akane Yamaguchi, the world #1 and reigning and two-time world champion, up against Eun Young, who today is contesting her 8th final in